name is Colleen. In last video, I introduced labor rights in Taiwan to you. Now, I want to ask you, is it common to see migrant workers in your daily lives? Recently, due to the outbreak of the epidemic, many migrant workers are found to work and live under deplorable conditions. Worrying of because undocumented foreign workers dare not to do the screening even get COVID-19. Since 1990, an increase in payment and greater environmental costs has contributed to the higher operating costs of companies. They turn to look for cheaper manpower. Many enterprises consider leaving Taiwan in order to keep the enterprise domestically. The government lifted the restriction to let migrant workers work in Taiwan. The Set of Employment Services Act in 1992 signified migrant workers were officially allowed to work here. They have been working in Taiwan for 30 years, but are we familiar with them? Do you know whether their right to work have been protected? Today's video is going to introduce the system and rights of migrant workers in Taiwan. Let's begin with the reason that attract migrant workers to Taiwan. The main reason is the better economic environment. The minimum wage in Taiwan is higher than in their motherlands, which increases their willingness to work here. Take Jakarta, Indonesia, for example. The monthly minimum wage is 7,000 NT dollars, while they can earn 25,000 NT dollars in Taiwan per month. Many migrant workers choose to earn money in Taiwan in order to help their family finances. Now, I want to ask you, if the job is the same, but the salary is 3 times more than you can get in your home country, will you work abroad by all means? The answer may be different from people. Let's talk about the problem faced by these hardworking migrant workers in Taiwan. While working on the street, more and more stores and restaurants of Southeast Asia can be spotted. You can barely see Mandarin on the signs. Most of them are written in Southeast Asian languages. The target consumers are Southeast Asians. In the past decades, migrant workers in Taiwan have easily been neglected because of the pandemic. More and more people are aware of migrant workers' right to work and also their health problems. And what do we know about them? First of all, migrant workers in Taiwan can be mainly divided into white-collar and blue-collar migrant workers. White-collar migrant workers are mainly engaged in specialized and technological jobs, such as engineers, teachers, and doctors. Blue-collar migrant workers are mainly engaged in manual work, such as domestic worker, factory worker, and so on. Not all the migrant workers are guaranteed the same rights. White-collar migrant workers are regarded as professionals based on government policies, and the law being applied is the Foreign Professional Act, which allows them to freely switch employer during employment. The regulation of resident visas also loosens. Blue-collar migrant workers are subject to the Employment Services Act. Compared with the Professional Act, the Employment Services Act has a much stricter restriction on the blue-collar migrant workers. For example, blue-collar migrant workers are not allowed to change employer at will. And even if they want to change employer, they have to go through a lot of complicated procedures. From a legal perspective, blue-collar migrant workers are less protected than native Taiwanese and white-collar migrant workers. Here a look at some of the difficulties blue-collar migrant workers face. The first problem is poor labor conditions. Domestic workers, home care, and freshmen are not under the protection of Labor Standards Act. They are the applicable objective of the Employment Services Act. But the Employment Services Act does not specify the maximum working hours, the mandatory holiday, and the minimum wage. Obviously, the the individual labor rights of these migrant workers are not implemented. Second, there are obstacles for them to switch employer. According to the current Employment Services Act, migrant workers can change employer only under very strict conditions and with the consent of the competent authority. When migrant workers are treated inappropriately, unless they provide clear evidence, they are hard to escape from the terrible working environment and the employers. Third one is restriction on personal freedom and religious freedom. The workers' right of personal liberty may be restricted by employers. Even in non-working hours, employers may ban them from going outside or using phone. As for religious freedom, employers may restrict migrant workers from participating in relevant religious activity or force Muslim migrant workers to export. Finally, here comes the disregard for the rights of illegal migrant workers. Some migrant workers become illegal workers because they escape from the hires or overstay. Their rights are easier to be ignored, and they are unable to receive the assistance when they face exploitation or have some medical needs. The above are only part of the problems migrant workers confront to work in Taiwan. In fact, there are lots of more problems they may have, including expensive intermediary fees, maladjustment to new language, and lack of the racing time. Since 1990, while the minimum wages are rising and the elderly population is increasing, migrant workers have filled up the gaps in Taiwan human resources and contribute to the economic growth in Taiwan. Pandemic brought more attention to the issue of migrant workers. While most Taiwanese are still not familiar with migrant workers and have stereotypes, migrant workers have contributed a lot to Taiwan's economy. The society should bear the responsibilities together when migrant workers have difficulties in their lives or rights are violated. To actively protect human rights is what we have been pursuing. To protect the dignity of migrant workers at work is not only to express our gratitude to them for their economic contribution to Taiwan, but also to improve our social system. There are also organizations in Taiwan that continue to follow and assist migrant workers, such as 140 in Taiwan. To learn more about this organization, check out their websites. After watching these two films, do you have a better understanding of labor rights and the rights of migrant workers? Click on the link below. Let's check what you have learned through Kahoot. Before we finish today's class, I want to know your opinions about migrant workers. A. They are so brave to work in Taiwan that our law should guarantee them a better working condition. B. I've learned something new about migrant workers in Taiwan. C. Others. Leave a comment below. Thank you for your watching. Bye bye.